Good morning, everybody. This is Greg from Mineral Springs, Tilapia. I wanted to kind of show you what I've done out here in my own personal fish house. You remember the old 3-tote system? There's the totes. Here are the filter barrels. And I'm selling this unit to a friend of mine in another town. And I replaced it with a 4-tote system. I like the one down the other place so well that I just decided to put it in here. Did the plumbing on it, got real lucky, and didn't have a single leak the first time. The difference between these two systems is the filter system. The solids filter is basically the same, and the biofilter is basically the same. Now the sump, instead of using that low green sump, I used another full-size barrel, and these are full-size barrels with just the top cut out of them. What this does is the water level in each of these barrels and the water level in each of the 4 totes is the same. That means that when if I have a power outage, that I don't lose any water out of the system, which was a problem with the other system. If I wasn't here and the power went out, I ended up losing the water that I had in the system, or some of the water. It didn't never drain completely, but it would drain down to the level of the sump. So I'm just about sold out of fish. I don't know if you can see down in here, there's several large fish that I think there's 10 in here that I'm growing out for my own purposes. Oh, and I wanted to show you how I plug these drains this year. Rather than using a screen over the drain, a piece of 1.5-inch PVC pipe with holes drilled throughout it fits perfectly in these drain holes, and it doesn't allow for anything larger than 1/4 inch to get through into the filter system. So in this tank I've got about 45 or 50 smaller tilapia that I'm growing up that are going to be ready to sell here shortly. In this tank I've got about 100 a little bit larger fish, maybe smallest at about 2.5 inches, the largest at about 4 or 5 inches, and they will be for sale. And then in this tank, of course, I don't have anything yet, but you can see in each one of these tanks I've got the same type of plug. It's a capped, about a 10-inch piece of 1.5-inch PVC, and I drilled holes in the cap so I didn't get some kind of an airlock in the top edge of that cap. I've got a lot of fry growing out. You can see there's fry all in this tank. Also the 29 below it has a lot of fry in it. I've got another 55 out here that I'm using as a grow out tank, which is got quite a few. These are a little bit larger. They're probably 4 to 6 weeks old, and so this one's kind of a grow out tank. As they get larger, I move them over to the small tote, which is number 2 tote there. I move them over there and let them finish growing out. Over here I've got my breeder colony, and in this breeder colony I've got 1, 2, 3 females with eggs, 2 females without, and then of course I've got my little male. And now here's another 55 that's got a whole bunch of fry in it. These guys are maybe a 1/2 inch long, and they're growing nicely in the 55. There's 400 or 500 in there. I probably got about 2,000, 2,500 fry in the system. Now it's a little bit less efficient to have 2 different places, but I've got a lot of stuff in here now, and I don't have the space that I used to have in here with these 4 full-size totes. You remember I had the 3 cut-down totes before. These are all full-size. There's 225 gallons in each one, so that's 900 gallons, and then there's about 50 gallons in each of the 3 barrels. So, you know, we got somewhere around 1,050 to 1,100 gallons of water in this system. It seems to be working fine. I've got plenty of room to work. One of the problems that I've noticed is when this thing is not covered in any way and you go to try to net fish out of these things, they rocket out of these tanks like they're ready to attack something. I don't, so I've got to figure out a way to put screens over the top of them, or at least over the top back half of them, and get that taken care of. But anyway, I did. You can see how the basic system is the same. Everything is gravity fed up into the solids filter, where it overflows through a screen down in the bottom there. That doesn't look very good there, but it's got a filter pad right there under the white cap, and then it overflows through this line right there into the solids filter, where it's directed to about 4 inches off the bottom, and you can see I have an air stone in there to help the bacteria grow and thrive. Then it overflows through that line into the sump barrel, and in there is a 1,000-watt heater, which I'm not having to use right now because it's quite warm here in East Tennessee, and a 1,500-gallon-an-hour pump that's pumping the water through here at a pretty good clip. I don't know if you can see the water coming out back in there, but by directing the water to the back edge of that tank, I get the pressure of everything. The water current kind of moves the sediment forward, so I don't have a lot of sediment actually in the bottom of the tank. You can see these fish have been in here for about 3 weeks, and they're doing very well. Put that air stone back in. I was just netting my big ones out to put them down in that other tote. But anyway, I just thought you guys like to see what I've done over here. These guys are always curious and they're always hungry. So, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing out here, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. You can comment on any video and I'll answer it. And I believe that I even have some comments on there that have my phone number on it. So if you need to call me or just have a specific question or two, that's fine. Just call me. I answer my phone all the time. If I'm in the middle of something or on another call, just leave a message and I'll call you right back. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel and we'll see you on the next video.